Okay, welcome everybody to another Modern League. Going to be running through some Goryo's Vengeance through today. This is a Modern Challenge winning list by, I'm just going to sort these while I'm chatting away, by a Mono pilot called Barczek, I think. Hope I'm pronouncing that right, but sorry, apologies if I've butchered it. Yeah, pretty much the same game plan as usual, trying to dump a fatty into the graveyard and reanimate it with Goryo's Vengeance. And we've got a couple of priests as well to serve as reanimate spells 5 and 6. This list is playing Malaji Archaeologist, which I don't know. I have played it before, and I wasn't as much of a fan as just more sort of Tainted Indulgence style effects. But it's a 2-mana 0/3, and when it enters, you mill 3 cards, and you can take a non-creature, non-land card from among the milled cards this way into your hand. So essentially, the ideal with this is to mill Atraxa or Griselbrand and Goryo's Vengeance, and then get the Goryo's Vengeance back, and you can then just reanimate. It works quite well with Ephemerate. We're playing the full 4 Ephemerates, so if we sort of if we go for an Ephemerated threat or Solitude, it's good to have just something useful lying around to point the rebound at. Which are playing one of Cephalid Colosseum. I've been really liking this. It's a pain blue land, but if you've got 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you can draw 3, discard 3. It is target player draws 3, then discards 3, but unlikely to come up where you're going to target your opponent, I think. Sideboard's pretty similar. We have got back with 2 subtleties, Wrath of the Sky, Celestial Purge, etc. So, yeah, going to give this a go. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and a big thanks to everyone that's subscribed. Take this opportunity to promote my Manatraders partnership. So if you are interested in Manatraders, you'll find a code in the description below, good for 40% back on your 3rd month of subscription. I use Manatraders, have done for a long time, and can highly recommend their service. So do let me know if you have any questions about that. Playing, I don't know, it's a bit of a weird time now because we are going into standard RCQ season. Need to pick a deck for standard. I've got a standard league on the go at the moment with Demir midrange, so gonna try out a few things, and then also got the sort of big modern tournaments in the latter half of this year with the Spotlight, aka sort of Grand Prix in Europe, being in the United Kingdom. So I'm going to be attending that in Liverpool. That is standard, but there's 2 modern RCQs as well, so probably play quite a lot of Magic that weekend. And then there's also the Regional Championship in Antwerp in November, which is modern, but I will be going and doing some last chance qualifiers. So yeah, got quite a lot to prep for. Don't know if I'll make it to too many RCQs in the standard format. Just have to see what's on near me. But yeah, let's see how we get on. Great hand here. We're going to take a hero deck. So something that does come up, we could, in theory, Thoughtseize ourselves, take Atraxa and then go off turn 2. But against a Kahira control, this is likely to be control. So I just want to go Thoughtseize and then try and discard Atraxa to Frog on turn 2. It's definitely black. I think it's a Watery Grave here. Go Thoughtseize. Okay, so we've got Subtlety, Narset. I think I'm just going to take the Subtlety here. We're just interested in resolving our Frog next turn. They did put one on top. They are on the Narset. They're definitely on, well, they're on Narset. I don't know if they're on Days Undoing. Frog obviously can't draw cards into Narset, but we can dump enough stuff to potentially kill a Narset. They are short white cards to instantly kill the Frog. Okay, they play a Meticulous Archive. Hopefully they haven't got Spell Snare. They put one on top. Ephemerate is not a bad draw. Hopefully they haven't got Orim's Chant. So I'm just going to play the frog. And just pray they haven't got Spell Snare. No Spell Snare, which is good for us. So they may just jam... What have we got here? 1 mana. It could be pitching. Okay, March. Pitching March. Okay, so we know the cards in their hand, so we're obviously just going to discard a Traxxas here. Oh. Okay. Opponent plays a main deck Rest in Peace. So we'll see. They got 2 cards in hand. We know them both. Unfortunately, they're pretty good. We do have outs to Rest in Peace in the main. We have Prismatic Ending. We'll be playing Philargy Archaeologist here. Notably, Philargy Archaeologist is worded in such that you do get a card, even in the face of Rest in Peace. I'm just going to Tainted Indulgence though, because that has no text on it. When Narset is the field, although Narset's unlikely to the field now. I think I'm just going to discard a Traxxas. Sometimes I do forget that you have to... Oh, yeah, that was dumb, because what I wanted to do was discard Goryos and then pitch a Traxxas to force, but this Goryo is now just going to rot. Yeah, that was dumb. I'm going to have to pitch Archaeologist. Opponent Surveils on top again. I will force a Narset here. But it would have been nice to follow it up with Philargy. Well, we find another Philargy, so that's something. Oh, so we do find a Prismatic Ending, which is interesting. Okay, they find another Narset. Top 4, we'll see what they take. If we find a land, we might have to... Okay, they find Counterspell. They don't have the mana though. So this is our... still no land. So, what do we do? I think I just Prismatic Ending the Rest in Peace. And then pass the turn. And then next turn. So the thing with Gaia Reach is we end up just discarding loads of cards. Because we can't draw from it if they activate it in our turn. See if they find anything. They find a Prismatic Ending. So they have Counterspell, Prismatic Ending. So they're okay, there's a Grizzlebrand. I think we want to just pass. If they go for the discard, we can discard Grizzlebrand. And then we do have the Goryo's Vengeance. I mean, they're tapped out, but we obviously can't draw cards is the problem. Let's float black. See if they activate the Gaia Reach. Okay, they do it. So I am going to... let's turn off, make sure we've turned off auto yield. And then we'll Goryo's Grizzlebrand while they're tapped out of mana, and then ephemerate it. Obviously we can't pay life. Well, we can pay life, but we won't draw the cards because of Narset. They have Counterspell, Prismatic Ending. We have Ephemerate coming off. They could draw with Gaia Reach. Hopefully they don't have Solitude. I mean, if they have Solitude, the game's kind of over. If they have Days Undoing, it's not great for us either. So draw. I'm just going to... We could discard the land. I think I'm just going to discard the Priest. They discard Prismatic Ending. Hopefully they haven't got Orim's Chant. Three mana Brain Surge. Okay, so that's going to be looking for Solitude. And a white card. Obviously, if we slam into Narset with Grizzlebrand, take another Ephemerate. We can't draw a card, so we'll go land. Okay, well that's pretty good. We've hit our land drop. I'm just going to draw 7 now, I think. Ooh, Thoughtseize. I think I am just going to Thoughtseize. Days Undoing, Deluge, Counterspell. I think I'm just going to take the Counterspell. Take the Counterspell. Then do I want to hold up Ephemerate, or do you want to play this Frog? I think Frog is slightly better. Like if they Days Undoing, we don't really care. Flooded Strand. They do have a Memory Deluge. Maybe I should have held up Ephemerate. Oh, they find Verdict. That's obviously pretty much as good as it could have been. Do I draw another 7? Go to 1. But if we draw 7, so they have Deluge, Days Undoing. Our hand doesn't really do anything against them is the problem. I guess we have the Priest. So actually I think I'm just going to let that resolve, given that we have the Priest in the graveyard and the lands to play it. Let's go Delta Pass. Priest is very good as well because they can't counter it. Oh, Narset. that's so rough. So we do get to draw one. We're going to go... So I'm going to go Solitude, pitch. Let's go cast this, pitch, ephemerate. Cast, pitch, Solitude. I guess we might as well go gain some life. We might as well evoke Solitude. Eat the other one. So we got to 11. Ephemerate here. Days Undoing does end the turn, so they can't do anything else this round. It's also why they haven't activated their Narset. Yeah, I'll just go and grab Undercity Sewers. Graveyard that one. Okay, opponent does have 7 cards in hand. Don't want to ephemerate. I'll play the Archaeologist. Let's go Meticulous Archive first. Graveyard that one. I will just play the Archaeologist because we want to kill the Narset if we can. Prismatic Ending will take. Yeah, that was obviously the worst case scenario, with the opponent finding Verdict into Narset. Maybe I was meant to Thoughtseize the Days Undoing, given that that's how we lose. Yeah, I probably was. Wandering Emperor. We're going to activate Gaia Reach in our upkeep. Another Solitude. Which we'll discard in favour of Prismatic Ending the Narset. The right colours. Obviously the game's pretty much over. If they find another Narset, then we are actually dead because we just never draw a card. We can play Instance. Five mana. Okay. We can call it a day there. Yeah, pretty rough. I don't. Yeah, I think I probably should have Thoughtseized. Like, we had a winning board. And yeah, something. Yeah, I don't know. I guess. Yeah. I should have taken. Hindsight is obviously very easy. So we want the Thoughtseizes. We don't want Purge. I do want Subtlety. I think we trim. Force Negation is not great, but I think it's better than the alternative. Trim some Solitudes. The main deck, Rest in Peace, is rough as well. And what else? Do we trim? I think having ending, access to ending is good. Indulgence is good. We trim one Archaeologist. So yeah, I think that's probably possibly a valuable lesson. I should have thought about it a little bit more. Took the counter spell to make our future turn sort of really good, but yeah, this hand's fine. Hitting land drops is good. Got subtlety for Narset. I'll just lead on Hedge Maze here. I want to lead on a... Ooh. Hedge Maze is a weird one because it can't cast Priest of Fell Rites. But I don't think we're just slamming the Priest on 2. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play the Hedge Maze, make sure we hit our untapped lands. Archaeologist. Yeah, I'm going to put that on top. With the Goryos in hand. We could also potentially use it to fight a Force of Negation. We'll take the Thoughtseize. We don't hit any huge creatures. Obviously, we don't want to see a Rest in Peace here. Right. Okay, so what are we doing? I think I'm Thoughtseizing. Let's Thoughtseize. Okay, Counterspell, Dress Down, Fairy. Okay, so we don't really care too much about Dress Down. I think I'm just going to take the Counterspell. And then go Marsh Flats Pass. Quite possibly going to be a hard cast subtlety game. I think I am going to Indulgence here. Take the discard the Attractor. Not really doing much with that at the moment. Double Ephemerate is actually quite nice. We could go Priest. No, I'm just going to pass. Might look to double Ephemerate. Ephemerate, they march. They could Dress Down, I guess. Put one on top. What do we think of that? Sure. They may have just wanted to draw a card, I guess. So I'm going to go for the Ephemerate here. Then if the opponent marches it, I'll Ephemerate it again. Okay, here's March. Yeah, using our mana here. Yeah, we do get a card. Wait. Oh, we missed. Okay, so we milled just 3 lands. But we get another go. find, if anything. Okay, we find dispute and force of negation. I'm going to take the dispute here. Grizzlebrand. Not really something we want. Okay. So we know they have to ferry 2 unknowns. I think I'm just going to play out the priest here. We have the dispute for Teferi. They miss a land drop, but at least we can start getting in for 2. Okay, Thoughtseize. I'm going to Thoughtseize. Yes, we're going to Thoughtseize. I'm a bit scared of the Wandering Emperor. Okay, they have a dispute as well, and a dress down. I'm just going to take the Teferi. I think that's a better take here. Yeah, we'll just leave them with reactive spells. Yeah, dress down's fine. Do need to be wary of the dispute. Okay, they have a land. Put another dispute into the grave. We don't mind a land here. Don't want that. Put the opponent to 12. I'm finding their lands now. They don't take Kahira to hand. Okay, we find a land which is actually really good because it allows us to subtlety hold up dispute. This priest is getting some getting the job done. Imagine the opponent surveils here. I'll probably surveil. No, they do take Kahira. Okay. We definitely want blue. Yeah, so let's go and grab a sewers here. Definitely don't want that one. Find another land. Trouble is, we do kind of need to. The Kahira stops our priest attacking. Are they at the stage where they can Kahira, dispute, and pay, which is a bit annoying? Let's Kahira. So we, I could go subtlety. They dispute, we dispute. Let's see what we're going to draw. Tracks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we have to graveyard that one, and I think we have to let the Kahira resolve. Okay, we find prismatic ending. think I just prismatic ending here. I think it's... Yeah, I think so. We go for that. So that black and green. We obviously can't subtlety now, which is a little bit awkward. Put the opponent to 4. Okay, they find a land. Okay. Narset. So we can dispute here, they dispute back. We can subtlety here, they just dispute the subtlety. I'm just going to dispute. If we had another blue card, they are still at 4 life. Days Undoing, look for a Solitude. Yep, nothing we can do about that. Draw a land, unfortunately. Force. Well, I'm just going to attack them. If they Solitude, then fine. Put them to 2. Oh, I shouldn't have played that land because it would have been something to discard 2 Gaia Reach Sanitarium. We can force like a Teferi. We have Counterspell, so we are just dead to pretty much anything now. I think this is probably just garbage time. What could we find? Like another creature. Ephemerate is probably our best draw. Okay. We'll call it a day there. I think we get kind of unlucky. I think, you know, that game 1 verdict into Narset was really hard to deal with, and then game 2, like, and the main deck Rest in Peace is not something that you'll come across that often, and then that game 2, again the early Rest in Peace, which is obviously a sideboard card as well, probably. Game 1 probably should have played a little bit tighter. Could have. Probably should have, when I thought seized and they were tapped out, taken the Days Undoing, because from our board that's kind of in position. That's kind of how they get out of it. I mean, we drew 7 as well. We found lots of lands, solitudes, and ephemerates, which isn't ideal against in that matchup. But we'll move on. Mulligan this hand. Keep this one a lot better. Bottom an Indulgence. Lead off with, I think, just Marsh Flats. Forest. Okay, so against, what am I taking here? Sewers, probably. Yeah. Thoughtseize. No, I don't really want to draw that, I don't think. Maybe I should have drawn that. I'm just going to for... Do we play the Archaeologist or just Indulgence? This looks deeper. I think I'm just going to do that. Okay, we hit the Atraxa. I'll take Ephemerate. Broodscale. Okay, Solitude's obviously one of the best draws here. Just grab a swamp. Goryos. We are going to need to hit a white card. Yeah, okay, so Solitude, Marsh Flats. Okay, take for 7. We could not Ephemerate, but I don't think there's any chance we're doing that. So take another Ephemerate, another Solitude, another land. Got 8 cards. I think I'm just going to go Solitude, pitch Solitude now so that we don't have to discard. And this is where Archaeologist really shines. Like, this has been best possible pretty much. Like, it put a big fatty into the bin, found us a card, and now we get to point Ephemerate at it. Take an Indulgence. Obviously could have pointed at Atraxa there, but let's go attack for 7 in the air. $30 life. Now I think I'm just playing a land and passing. Yeah. Let's play a land and pass with Solitude Ephemerate up as a saga. Well, I could start doing stuff with Fleshraker. What did they get with that? Okay. So let's yeah, go to sideboarding. So we probably want Pest Control, push. This is one where we want Consign to Memory, Wrath of the Skies. What don't we like? Force isn't great. Solitude's good. I think we can definitely trim some number of these. Maybe we're just meant to trim all the Ephemerates. Trim a couple of Priests, maybe. Could consider Subtlety. I think I'm going to bring in Thoughtseize. Could trim a Grizzlebrand. I think we'll just go with that. Ephemerate, you know, we can't often trim them when we bring in Consigns because you can consign the trigger. But Consign is also very good here. I wonder if we're meant to just leave them all in. This hand... Yes, I think I'm going to keep it. It's a bit weird because we don't have white mana, but we do have Solitude. Yeah, we do have Solitude with a white card. Okay, that's actually a pretty good draw. Another Solitude. I think I want that. because then we get ending and solitude available. Do you want to watch out in this matchup for not Kolaghan's command, I always say that, Kozilek's command, because it can exile stuff from the graveyard. So here we've got an interesting point. Do we want to play out, until we play out the swamp, do we ending this, or do I just develop our board to play out Psychic Frog? Opponent's got 4 cards in hand. Let me know what you do here. I'm leaning towards playing out the frog. Maybe we're meant to just play control. I think I'm just gonna, yeah. I think I'm just gonna ending it actually. Just get that out of here. Rumble. See what they hit. Warping Well is a good one to know about. What did they take? They chose a temple. Okay, so they have a Eldrazi temple in hand. Delta. I'm gonna lean on playing the yeah, we'll play the Archaeologist here. So Goryo's Vengeance is tempting. I think I'm just going to take Thoughtseize though. Take Thoughtseize. Shock this in. Thoughtseize the opponent. They do have a Tamiyo's Safekeeping. Which I'm going to take, weirdly. Like, the Rumble's very good. We're kind of looking to draw Wrath of the Skies. Probably take a Flesh Raker here. Maybe I was meant to take the Goryos. They're going to make a construct. Yeah, should have taken, should have taken the Goryos. Let's play a Psychic Frog. And then I think I'm just going to fetch and play another. I'm going to have to shock here, which is stupid. Although we do actually want double white in case we draw Wrath of the Skies. Opponent will make a construct. I wonder if they'll go and get a blade here. Floating mana would be scary. Care less about them making a construct. Grafdigger's Cage. Okay. Creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Flesh Raker. Blade. He played the temple. Do I just solitude that now? No, I think we'll wait. See what we draw. If they don't have another... No, they can't. Well, they could have another colourless spell. How much is this to equip? Okay. I think we just let that go. I can't think of much for 2 mana. Yeah, they equip. I don't think I meant to. So I could pitch all 3 to Frog, make a 4. I think I'm just going to chump. If we find a Ephemerate, we're not using it on that anyway. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Give both flying. Draw 2 cards. Well, that's a very good draw. Actually, yeah, that's insane because that cleans up the Grafdigger's Cage. So let's go cast this. Do you just do it now? I think I'm just going to do it now. Goryo is the Atraxa. Consign. Yep. So there, I did it then because the opponent didn't, you know, they couldn't Kozilek's command to exile stuff from our graveyard. So yeah, just wanted to get it done. So yeah, that pest control was really good, and yeah, to see the power of the frogs there. So yeah, let's move on to round number 3. Right, interesting hand here. I think I'm going to mulligan, like 3 Atraxas. It's not great. This hand is better. Keep. I think I'm just going to bottom the Ephemerate for now. Just lean on turn 2 Psychic Frog. Eldrazi Temple. Okay. So this could just be Eldrazi, or could be. Get the sewers. Yeah, I'm interested in another land. I think I'm just going to play that one. Play a frog. Okay, so it's Eldrazi Aggro. Actually, I think I recognise this. Is the trophy leader potentially? I think it's, you know, the Eldrazi Aggro with the Eldrazi Line Breaker, etc. Okay, Flesh Raker. I'm just going to attack here. If the opponent wants to trade, we're fine with that. Do I want to play another frog, or I think I'm just going to Tainted Indulgence. Force isn't amazing. Okay, so this is Line Breaker. I'm just going to Indulgence in response. Do you find Solitude? Let's discard the Archive. So they're going to give it haste. It's going to be a big creature, because it gets +1 for each Eldrazi. So yeah, we're getting smacked for 8 here. Okay, they bog us. Main deck Bajuka Bog. A little bit surprised at main deck Bajuka Bog. In this sort of aggro shell. Let's get Shadowy Backstreet. Don't want that. Another frog. Let's go Indulgence first. Yikes. Can't actually cast the Solitude is the problem. So I think we get rid of a frog. And then, does this give trample? So we have to find a white card. From this frog. Oh, I should have surveilled potentially. So now we have to Indulgence again with basic. Still no white card, okay. So consigns in Wrath is probably not great. I quite like Subtlety. Pending's good. Force is weirdly not that good. I don't think Wrath. Maybe Wrath is good. I think Trims. I mean, Ephemerate is fine with Solitude. Maybe we just trim the Thought Seizers. Push is fine. Let's trim Ephemerate. Trim a Priest. Try that. Not seen too much of the Eldrazi aggro deck, but I think this pilot is the current trophy leader. Yep, so it'll be on the play. No lands, unfortunately. This has got Solitude, Ephemerate, and a Consign. I think we're going to keep. I'm going to bottom. I think I'm just going to bottom the Prismatic Ending. And then just rely on Solitude, Ephemerate, and Consign. Okay, there's the Labyrinth. Sire of Seven Deaths. So let's go and grab Meticulous Archive. Goryo's Vengeance. I'm going to graveyard that one. We don't want that at the moment. But we have the Priest. If we find another white card, which we do, I'm going to just play the Priest here, I think. Probably white-black. Because now any Surveil land is live to find us a big threat. That does mean we can't consign. Hopefully they don't go for... Okay, that's rough. Yeah. Okay, so let's high roll it here. Yep. Take. So yeah, we obviously get really lucky there. Do we bother? We haven't got any discard outlets, so I think I'm just going to take consign, ending, flats, subtlety. Yeah, and now we we pretty much can't lose now. You know, that was just insane. Don't know, maybe I should have played around Temple Thought Seer. Good to know they play Thought Seer. I didn't know that necessarily. I don't know if they play them in the main, quite possibly. We've got Subtlety Ephemerate as well now. Soul Guide Lantern, sure. It's going to let that resolve, it doesn't matter. Don't care about that one. I guess they can take Priest of Fell Rights, but Cavern of Souls is annoying. But I don't think there's much the opponent can do against all of these ephemerates and subtleties and stuff. Right, so play a Thought Not Seer that can't be countered. So do we counter? I think we just counter the trigger. Yeah, we'll just counter the trigger and then smash them with a Traxxer. They don't really care about subtletying this. Don't have to ephemerate the Traxxer because Priest does just put it into play. Maybe I should have subtletied there because it would have increased our clock. Only going to subtlety if we absolutely have to, though. Another cavern. So you have 2, 4, 5, 6 mana. I don't actually want to subtlety if I can avoid it, because then we don't have any way of countering. Mycospawn. Again, I kind of think that's okay. Could subtlety. No, I think that's fine. Like, it gives them an extra land, but I think we just play it ultra patient now. They are attacking. Dismember? Must be Dismember, but we have Ephemerate. I think they know we have Ephemerate. Yeah, Dismember. Yep, and that's good enough to... So Ephemerate pretty good there. I think we'll just run it back. Right, well this is a turn 3 Grizzlebrand, so it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one because there's no way we're mulliganing this, but it doesn't really interact with our opponent and we are on the draw, so hopefully they don't go turn 1 Soul Guide Lantern. Ephemerate. It's going to lead off with Hedge Maze. Solitude. Yeah, we'll top that one, I think. Gives us a sort of plan B. Gives us some early interaction. So Fleshraker. It's like a watery grave. And then do we just Solitude this right away? Solitude here, they... Maybe I was meant to Solitude Ephemerate, but I don't think so. Let's just pass the turn. Like Thought Seer, I think we just let resolve. We do need to worry about Kozilek's command. Okay, it is Thought Seer. But that's actually fine because we can go Tainted Indulgence, discard Grizzlebrand. And then we have the Goryo's Vengeance. They're probably going to... Right, so we'll let this resolve. Do I just... Do I Solitude the Thought Seer here? Like if they take this and then go Soul Guide Lantern... But keeping our Grizzlebrand around with Ephemerate... I think I'm just going to let that resolve. And we have triple Goryos. So yeah, this is really bad if they go... yeah, if they go... sack the spawn for Soul Guide Lantern. I doubt they have something like Surgical. But we'll see. I would imagine they take Ephemerate and just hope we don't draw another one. Going to be a bit interesting. Let's say they don't have it. How many cards do we draw next turn? We probably draw until we find a way of keeping Grizzlebrand around. They might play the things that return stuff to hand as well. With these 3 Goryos in hand, we things like Attrax are a good draw as well. We could wait until their turn, but I think that again opens us up to yeah, they do take the Ephemerate. Yeah, it opens us up to Kozilek's command. Delta. I think I just want to do it. Play the land. Let's attack for 7. What have they got here? Dismember? Okay. I mean, we'll still gain 2. Does mean we can't draw as many cards. we do miss, do we draw? I don't think we draw again. We haven't got another white card either. We only have this Atraxa. It's a little bit awkward. So we're going to go to 2. Or we let it go Solitude, Pitch Atraxa, Exile, Flesh Raker. Let's try and win from there, I think is what we want to do. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play a little bit safe. Let's get rid of the Flesh Raker. And then pass. Discarding Tapland, Frog, Archaeologist. Really depends what the opponent has now. That Dismember is actually pretty good. Stop destroying another 7. Probably. I think I probably would have drawn it. But if we draw Ephemerate, we kind of have to miss. Okay, that's 5. And we would have had to fetch Shock as well. If they have a Line Breaker, we're just dead here, I think. Yeah, if they have a Line Breaker, we're just dead. Oh, that's so rough. Because this... Oh. Well, okay. Should we have drawn another 7? Maybe I was too eager in... I was just playing around Kozilek's Command too much, maybe. Oh, the next card was Ephemerate. I would have had to fetch Shock, though. Would have found a Solitude as well. Right, so what do we think there? If I'd gone... If Goryo's in their turn to block isn't good against Kozilek's Command. Let's have the exact lands there as well. Could have also found a Consign. I think it was still right. Like trying to block. If we go for Goryo's there in their turn and they just exile it, we are just pretty much dead. I think this was less likely, but again, I think we get a tad unlucky. Yeah, Prommelx is the current trophy leader. Yes, if we go, or if we draw 7, go to, what did we end up on, 9? We go to 2, we're dead if we don't find another Solitude, or, yeah, but then we can't fetch either. That Dismember is pretty huge. Heads up play from the opponent. But yeah, let me know if what you'd have done there. And we'll move on to round number 4. Right, yep, on the play here. Mulligan and No-Lander. Keep this. Bottom the Solitude. I guess we did get lucky in that last one with the just dumping Atraxa into the bin for the Priest. Definitely feel a little bit light on white cards here. Been a couple of times we haven't been able to pitch our Solitude. We'll just go and grab a Sewers here. Atraxa. Ephemerate. Okay, we'll graveyard that one. I'm going to Indulgence here, so I'll just play the Godless Shrine. Raucous Theatre, hitting Delta. Okay. Some sort of Grixis. Psychic Frog. Okay. So like Grixis Frog kind of thing. I'm gonna just discard the land, I think. And then we'll go for Prismatic Ending on the Frog. He's got 6 cards in hand. Pending here. This could be Grixis Reanimator. Yeah, there's Archon. Okay. This is the, yeah, like the Grixis Reanimator style list. I wonder if they'll go for the Persist here. Yeah. Okay, let's just see what we're drawing. Go and get Archive. Force. Bit late for that. I think it's just Frog. Because we need to be able to okay. Yeah, we need to be able to double spell here. So let's go Island. Let's discard. It could just be Goryo's here and then just Solitude this. Yeah, I think that's the play. Do this first. Oh, I do hit an Atraxa. Get rid of that. Opponent goes looting. Hopefully they don't have another Archon. I don't know if it's the okay, there's another Archon. Hopefully they don't have another Persist. Okay, Frog. I think this deck does play Spell Pierce sometimes. Well, there's a Goryo's. I'm just going to go for this. Black, blue. Good draw. Let's take Thoughtseize, Swamp, Goryo's, Frog. Land, Thoughtseize you. Okay, so they have Unearth, Thought Scour, and Looting. So they are on Unearth. Let's just take, I think it's Looting here. No, we'll take the Thought Scour, they can play that this turn. Attack for 7. Maybe you played a little bit scared there as well of like a counter spell. I don't think they play that many. Would have given us a little bit more time to find an Ephemerate. At least we have the Archaeologist sat around just in case. Okay, looting, draw 2, discard. Maybe I should have taken the looting, but they can just flash it back. I think taking the ones that make them card disadvantage. Troll, Thought Scour. Yeah, I've seen this list going around. It's using both Unearth and Persist. To, yeah, get creatures back. Obviously for us now, we have some very good draws. Like as long as this frog lives, any fat creature is good. They could just play an Oculus here. Did they get rid of Unearth? No, they didn't, which is interesting. Emperor. Okay, Emperor's really scary because they will be reanimating an Archon and swinging with it next turn. I'm surprised they didn't. Opponent going for our Solitude, so we can exile it to give the frog flying in response. They could have discarded, yeah, they could have just smacked us with an Archon there, because they could have gone discard Emperor to looting, unearth the Emperor, and then, yeah, unearth the Emperor and then smash us with it. Am I blocking here? If I block, they discard. I think I want the look. No, yeah, I want the looks at Fatty here. Okay, Hedge Maze, we'll play that first before we draw from Frog. Another Frog. No, don't want that one. Oh, do need to give it flying. 1, 2, 3. So we can draw Solitude, Prismatic Ending, any big creature is good. Not Delta. Because now the opponent can just go Emperor of Bones, exile Archon of Cruelty. Another Emperor. If they go for both, do they just win? I think they probably do. Are they not targeting their own stuff? Let's see what they target here, because one of them's targeting our Solitude. Again, I'm just gonna exile it in response. I'm assuming they'll go for. They should. Maybe they're afraid of Solitude or something. They do target Archon. So, yeah, I will exile the Solitude. See if they go for it. Yeah. Can't do anything about that. So, Archon comes in. We get smashed for 12. We have to sacrifice both creatures. Yeah, it's dead. Oh, that was rough. Purge seems good. We're not running much graveyard hate. Thoughtseize. push. Force is good. Ending is good. I like Solitude, I think, but maybe trim one. Oh, we could consider Disputes. Yeah, I think Dispute is good. Do we want that many Thought Seizes, or do we want to fight on the stack? Pending being sorcery speed is awkward. Maybe we're meant to trim forces. No, because persist and everything is just... I'm going to trim one force into spell pierce and stuff. Push for Frog and Emperor. But then his ending just really good there. Let's trim another Priest. Maybe just try that. I'm not 100% on this one. Okay, easy mulligan. This is fine. I'm going to bottom a land, I think. Just go Thoughtseize into Frog. And then hope to draw. Okay, so the hand's pretty good. I think I'm just going to take their Frog. And then try and win with Frog. Yeah, I think with this hand, that's the way we want to go. Like, they're obviously going to play Spell Bomb. I think making it a Frog match is okay. Obviously going to have to be very careful with Emperor of Bones. We'll play that one, play the Frog. Another Maya. They're probably going to play the Emperor here. We could discard Grizzlebrand to put a counter on the Frog and then... I don't think we want to do that though. We've got the opportunity to give it flying with this Archaeologist anyway. I'm just going to offer the trade. Okay, they do block. I think I'm just discarding... Yeah, I'm going to discard Grizzlebrand. Because we're going to keep the Frog about. Play the Archaeologist. I'm going to take the Ephemerate here so that we can save our Frog from a Fatal Push or something. There's the sewers. I think, yeah, we're not gonna... I'm not gonna crack this polluted delta. Put one on top. Thoughtseize. Okay, well now I'm just going to use... Well, yeah, I'm just going to use this. So let's go Godless Shrine. We could just discard it to Frog, but might as well have... Try and get some value out of this. Okay, see if we hit anything. We don't. So then the opponent just sees sewers. We obviously get to Ephemerate next turn. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. One of them is a troll. Wonder if they're thinking about cracking the spell bomb. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. We do have the opportunity to go off here. Right, well, we've got Purge and Goryos. I think I'm just going to take the Purge. Surveil 1. Another frog. Graveyard that. Just going to discard the land. Sometimes think can fall into the trap of not discarding enough to frog. That land we're probably not going to need. Okay, looting is pretty good. Double Archon. Having the Phalagi about to block is good. If they go for an Oculus, that's bad because it outsizes our frog. Harbinger of the Seas. That's rough. So oh, we do have the swamp in hand though. Didn't expect a Harbinger. Okay, Solitude's pretty good. Actually, it's very good. Could have a Purge as well. So let's go 3, 4, 5, 6. We can't quite kill them here. Let's just go 1, 2, 3. Flying. Draw a Dispute. I think I'm just going to pass now. Broodscale is fine. Let's dispute the Oculus here by the look of it. And then we have enough to just win with the frog. So, right, need to learn from that one and fetch around Harbinger. I really don't know what. Like, is Purge that good? It kills frog at instant speed. It kills the Ember. Yes, it is. Force, I think is fine. I think this current configuration is okay. We did see Spell Bomb. I think I'm going to trim one Grizzlebrand, weird as it might be, for yeah, maybe I think just an ending. So yeah, making it the frog game worked out for us there. Right, one lander, but we have the potential for turn 3 Attractor. I'm going to keep it. It's not. It is a risk, obviously. We're kind of okay into Thoughtseize. See if they go for the looting. They do go looting, so they could turn 2 Archon here. See what they put in the graveyard. They do put an Archon, so we kind of want to find. Dispute is a weird draw. Okay, they don't find. Well, they don't have an untapped land. So we really want to find another looting. The only cards I would consider leaving on top are either a land or potentially a force. Okay, they've been an unearth, no creatures though. So they obviously don't have a creature in hand. I'm gonna go blue-white here, I think. Land. Oh, it is. That's an unfortunate land though. If only we'd gone blue-black. But, I mean, we have to take it. This enables us to purge an Archon. Thoughtseize. If they go if they take purge and go land, persist, we're in trouble. They discard a watery grave, so I'm assuming they have another land here. Yeah, they take purge, play the land, fetch. I mean, we're going to discard the Atraxa. Oh, it's Emperor of Bones. Okay. So now we need to draw. Ah, come on. Yeah, not gone our way today. Like, I mean, we'll discard the Atraxa. Yeah. Oh, they didn't go for it though, but they're just going to exile our Atraxa. We find a land. What we give Thoughtseize them, but then we're just dead to when next turn when they activate both of these. Ugh, that was rough. Don't think we could have done much about that. Maybe not keeping the one lander, but we had what, 2 draw steps and a surveil. So yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think that's a fine keep, and you know, some of the guides I've looked at have said one landers can be okay. Sadly, if we'd have found if we'd have searched for Undercity Sewers and found a Hallowed Fountain, then we quite possibly win that game. Or if any of our subsequent draws were lands, but there we go. It was a risk, and yeah, we get going. We're not running any hard graveyard hate. I wonder if that is an oversight, but yeah, let's move on. We'll play the 5th and final round. Right, yeah, we'll play first. Yeah, good hand. Decent amount of interaction. 2 Goryos, need to find a threat. We're getting the zoo. This matchup should be fine. Yeah, we do want the 3rd land. Another thing Eldrazi does do is block Ragavan. Let's go Watery Grave, Eldrazi. Okay, we hit a Grizzlebrand, which is nice. Does make Eldrazi a 1/4 as well. If this is Scion, are we meant to Solitude the Ragavan? That's fine. Right, now, at what point do I go for Grizzlebrand? I think I just go for it now. Land, yes. Goryos, because I'm afraid of Stubborn Denial is what I'm afraid of. Black. Draw some cards. We do find an ephemerate. So here with the Goryos, I'd probably just go Solitude, Ephemerate, let the Grizzlebrand die, Wrath their board, and then next turn go for Ephemerating and a Catraxa. So Purge is fine here, Subtlety's good. I quite like Thoughtseize. Push is okay. I don't like Force. Wrath is good. Solitude's great. I think Priest is likely a little bit slow. Archaeologist, you can see cutting on the draw. Maybe Thoughtseize isn't that good. No, I think I'll trim the Thoughtseize. We could consider Consigns. Or Purge. Bring in Purge. Yeah, I think Priest is a little bit slow. Let's just bring in the other Purge. Because Purge can deal with the ley line, which they will keep in here, I would imagine. I'm going to keep this hand. Again, it's a one-lander, but with Solitude Ephemerate in against the creature deck. Okay, we do find our second land. Okay, bolt out. Zakavu maybe? Yeah, okay. So we'll go and grab, we want double white, so just get Meticulous Archive. Yeah, I'm just going to top that one and we'll just eat the Kavu. Gonna get black white here. Don't know, maybe I meant to just Solitude, but if they just attack first, we don't really want to take that much damage. Ooh, Goryos. Okay, I'm not going to go for the Indulgence main phase to try and find a land, because I want them to use Stubborn Denial on their turn if they have it. Okay, they go and get Thundering Falls. Okay, still nothing. Wonder if they were relying on... Okay, they do have Stub. I wonder if I'm going to just go to discard here. Probably not. Okay, there's a land. That's good. Yep, just pass the turn. Ephemerate Solitude still on the cards. I could have Thoughtseize. I was a fan of Thoughtseize in Zoo. Okay, there's a ley line. Surveil with the sewers. Another Ephemerate is not what we want. Another Solitude isn't really what we want either. I'm going to go for the Archaeologist here, I think. Like we could just move to discard, but with the Ephemerate in hand... Okay, Dispute. Opponent has a very reactive draw this game. Havu. Okay, so let's move to discard. Discard an Atraxa. And then in our opponents, I mean, they're going to exile the Atraxa anyway, so I'm just going to go for it now. Okay, that just resolves. Leyline Binding. Okay, Leyline's fine. They're going to choose Atraxa. Going to go for an Ephemerate. Take Griselbrand. Delta, Purge, Wrath. Then we get another Atraxa trigger. Yep. Opponent just concedes, so we can take Subtlety and Goryos and all that good stuff. So 2-3, I think the deck's really good. I think it's definitely one of my front runners still. I have been having a little bit of a rough time. I just feel like, I don't know. One thing I do want to mention is I've been punked several times by Boros with Blood Moon, so do look out for that. But yeah, just I don't know, a couple of times on the wrong side of the draw. But yeah, I think the deck's really, really good. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions, do please let me know. And I will see you again soon. Cheers.